Hello guys, welcome to another session. In this session, we are going to discuss about the details about component. So let's start our discussion. So in the earlier session, we have discussed about React is a component based architecture. So now the question over here is what actually the component is. So to answer your question, I would say that a component is a piece of code that represent a single part of user interface on web page. For example, if you remember our example over here, we have represented it with this diagram where we are having a header component, footer component, left navigation and the right navigation, and at the center we are having the main content. So all these portion is being scattered into a component, and the container which contains all these components are called app component. If you closely look into this diagram, then you will find that each of the nested component displaying their own user interface. For example, header is representing the header portion, footer is representing footer portion. Same is the case with left navigation as well as the right navigation, and the main content is represented within main content component. Even though it is a separate component, but it is representing a single application. And with the help of such architecture, we are getting better control to design the robust application. So now the first point to remember comes for this session is with the help of this architecture, we can reuse the designed component. For example, if we want to leverage the header and footer component in the other project, then we can easily use it by changing the parameter within the configuration of header and footer component. And configuration is applied through the concept of state and props, which we are going to discuss in the upcoming session in more detail. So now the other point to remember is that a component can be nested. For example, over here we are seeing that app component contains another 5 component that is nested within app component. Same way, we can also nest the component within main component. We can introduce another 2 or 3 sub component within main as per our application logic. You have to just remember that a component can be nested. So now the next question comes in our mind is how these component is represented through code. So let's understand with an example. If you remember our earlier example where we have generated this code through create react app and where we have explained about app.js. So app.js is the representation of the component through code. So in summary, I can say that it is nothing but a JavaScript code. Logically, we are telling it as a component. In the upcoming session, you will also find that along with JS extension, we will get some component with JSX extension. That is also a component file which we will discuss in more detail in the upcoming session. I have mentioned about this term because I want that you should aware about this term so that when I introduce this term, then you will relate it with the component. So now let's proceed further. So now let's discuss about component types. So what are component type React offers? So React offers two type of component types. The first one is the stateless functional component and the another one is the stateful class components. So let's first discuss about the stateless functional components. So basically functional components are basic JavaScript functions. So if you closely look into this code, over here you will find that the arrow function where we are passing the props as a parameter and within that we are using into HTML piece of code. Here I have represented with the arrow function, but if you look into the example which we have created through create react app, it has created the function with function keyword. For example, if you look into over here, then you will find that it is being created with a traditional approach. So here you must be asking that why it is called stateless. So to answer your question, this is because it simply accepts the data and display them in some form. For example, if you look into that, here we are passing the data in the form of props and that is being displayed through HTML elements and nothing more than that. When we discuss about React stateful class component, then you will get more differences. But here I would like to introduce some terms so that you will be aware about. Whenever if you are using class component, it contains various lifecycle methods. So now you get another question, what actually this lifecycle method is? Then I will tell it over here. One rule of thumb for any technologies, whichever technology you will learn, you will find that it is being adapted through real-time environment. For example, take the example of human being. We also have stages of life. We born, we become child, then we become adult, then we become older, and then we become die. So all these stages are our life cycle methods. So on the same theory, React also offers class-based component that has life cycle methods. We will discuss about all the life cycle method in the upcoming session. for a time being, to understand the difference between the functional component and the class component, or say a stateless functional component or a stateful class component, you should know that functional component doesn't have lifecycle method support, but class component does have the lifecycle method support. So what are those lifecycle methods are when we will discuss about class components in more detail. For a time being, you just remember that class component supports lifecycle method, but functional component doesn't support lifecycle method. Now the another difference you will find it over here, class component or a stateful class component is extended through component class, or say inherited through component class, which contains all the feature of parent component class. On the other hand, if you will look into the functional component, then you will find that it is a simple function which is returning the HTML element. So these are some of the differences between the functional component and the class component. In the upcoming session, we will discuss in more detail by writing the respective code for each type of component. So on this note, I am stopping over here. See you in the next session. Till then, bye bye. Take care.